So thank you for joining the Washtenaw County's virtual construction information meeting about the culvert replacement project that is planned on Parker Road between Shield Road and Dexter-Chelsea Road in Lima and Scio Townships. My name is Emma Sharp and I am WCRC's Communications Associate. I'll be the meeting host today along with our project manager. This morning, I'm going to go over some housekeeping items before turning it over to staff for the presentation about the project, and then we'll open up the meeting to your questions. Joining me in today's meeting is project manager Nate Murphy. The meeting audio and video is being recorded and will be posted to the project page on wcroads.org in the next day or two. After the presentation, you will be asked to virtually raise your hand during the Q&A. I will provide you with instructions on how to do that at the time from either your computer, the Zoom app, or your touch tone phone. The chat feature for this meeting is turned on. If you have a question during the presentation, feel free to ask it in the chat and we will address it during the Q&A period. You can find the chat window at the bottom of your screen. And the floor is yours, Nate.
Thank you, Emma. As she said, we're here for the construction information meeting for the Parker Road Culvert Replacement Project that will be starting up shortly. We'll go to the next slide and it'll show you where we are. This is right just south of the Dexter-Chelsea Road. The construction there will be to replace a short span bridge. We call it a culvert. And we'll be putting back a culvert, three-sided, and I'll show you some pictures of that. If you go to the next slide, the existing is a short span bridge with steel beams, which are deteriorating and must be replaced. So as part of this project, we'll be completely removing that one and installing a new one. Next slide, please. We have already completed the tree removals. You might have seen that in the early, late winter, early spring. We got those completed. And currently we have utility relocations going on. If you've driven by, you've probably seen that as well. That will continue, and up until we get this road closed, we will be doing that. We are closing it early to complete those utility relocations, but it will be after school ends. So we'll be not starting the closure until after the school starts. So then the last one there is the culvert replacement will happen after that. Next slide. So I just wanted to show you some pictures of what we'll be doing. This is a project that we did a couple of years ago on Kavanaugh Lake. It's very similar to what this one will look like. They did build it up on the road. And then if you go to the next slide, you can see they drop it down into the hole. And then the next slide shows, the excavation is completed. They've installed it down into the stream bed. And are now building the walls up there at the top. You can see them building it. This one will be very similar to that. They do dam the water and keep the water flow using pumps. So here is they're putting in the backfill, and as it goes, we build up from there, and then we construct the road, and then we would open the road back up. So that's kind of just some pictures to show you what it looks like. It's to me, it's interesting to see for those that won't be down there to see it. It gives you kind of an idea of how it works. The next slide, please. The funding for this project is from the Michigan Transportation Funding, and it's approximately a cost of $333,000 to do the project. Next slide. Our tentative construction schedule, we will be, as I mentioned, we'll be closing after the last day of school to perform and to allow room for DTE Gas to complete their relocations. They started it, but their relocations require some open cutting in the road, and we thought better to do that before or after school is completed. So that will be completed starting in mid-June after school. And then once that is completed, the construction on the culvert will begin. We have environmental restrictions that limit us from actually digging into the stream bed until after July 1. So that's kind of what dictated the schedule along with the school, as this is a busy route for that access road. Next slide, please. Impact to traffic, we will have a full road closure. As you can see from those pictures, it illustrated there is going to be a large hole there. You will not be able to get through. So it'll be a full road closure, and we expect approximately a 7-week construction duration. Next slide. We will have barricades, and we will be posting a detour, but we would request that please do not move any of the barricades, and the road will be fully closed. So just to can't overemphasize that. Please just pay attention to the traffic directions, the detour routes, and use those. So if we go to the next slide, you can see we'll be using Shield to Baker, down through downtown Dexter, Main Street, and then to Dexter-Chelsea Road is that's the signed detour. And if you need any information, on the next slide it has my contact information, or if you have any issues that you would like to discuss, there's my phone number and my email. I'm happy to do what I can to help you, and we look forward to getting this project completed. That'll turn it back over to you, Emma.
Thanks, Nate. Now I'm going to take a second to show you guys how to sign up for project updates and how to find the project webpage on our website. Just give me 1 second here. So if you go to Google and you type in WCRoads.org, which I've done here at the top, it'll bring you to our homepage. And this is where you can get all the information regarding all of our projects. Just hover your mouse over the roadwork and construction tab and a drop-down menu will pop up. You're going to want to hit current projects. Here you'll be able to see a county map of everything that's going on within our county project-wise. There will also be project pages that you'll be able to click on. They're organized alphabetically, so scroll down and find Parker Road. Or Parker Road. Click on it. This will show you like the general location of where the project is taking place, which townships, the impact to traffic, as well as any advisories that are going to be posted regarding this project, any updates while the project is taking place. There's Nate Murphy's contact information on the right, as well as the detour map and under helpful links. And the most important button is this orange one that says subscribe to project updates. If you click that, it'll bring you to a form that you can fill out and sign up for project updates. So that way, anything that's sent out will be sent directly to your email. Okay, now we're going to open up the presentation to your questions. If you are viewing this meeting on your computer, first make sure to click Join Audio. You can then raise your hand by clicking the Participants or the Reactions button at the bottom of your screen, and then the Raise Hand button. If you dialed the meeting from your touch-tone phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. As the meeting host, I will unmute participants with raised hands one at a time. I will announce your username or the last 4 digits of your phone number when it's your turn to speak. We are happy to answer as many questions as possible, but please just be respectful of each other's time. If your question is answered before you are called on, lower your hand by clicking the lower hand button or the *9 button. Okay, go ahead and ask your questions if you have any. I'm not seeing any questions in the chat, and I'm not seeing anyone raise their hand. So I'm going to give you guys about a minute or two just to see if anyone can come up with any questions.
I do have one question in the chat about the pumping of the creek water during the work. This will be just a bypass pumping. So really it's the same water that would be going through it anyway. So it's just going up and around where we're going to be working. So there will not be any, change to the level, or it won't affect the level of the stream or harm any wildlife during the work. It's just the water that's coming through is being routed around in order to get the work completed. Hopefully that answers the question there.
Do we have any more questions for Nate today? Okay. Well, I'm going to put the project page as well as the link to subscribe for our email updates in the chat, so that way you guys can have access to it. And if we don't have any questions or further concerns, then I guess we're good. If you come up with any questions later, definitely feel free to reach out to Nate, as his contact information is provided here and on the website. He'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. And then, yeah, have a great rest of your day, and thank you for coming to this meeting.